Hello, ladies. I just thank you so much for being in your group today, and I hope that you will enjoy just getting together and being accountable to one another. Our title today for chapter 5 is Love and Good Works, and as we'll see, there's lots in this chapter. I love the part that Melissa put on page 81. It says, "Can I be honest? Sometimes I wish there were parts of the Bible that had a parenthetical statement that reads, does not apply to the military." Well, unfortunately, there isn't that little parentheses in any of the parts of the Bible. So there's a couple of things that is for the military as well. On the next page, Proverbs 13:20 says, "Whoever walks with the wise becomes wise, but the companion of fools will suffer harm." And that's Proverbs 13:20. The next thing she says, God intentionally places people in our lives to mold us into His image, like Jesus. I've read a couple of books that by Joyce Landorf, and both of them are quite old actually. One is called Balcony People, and this one is about people who pull us up and encourage us in our walks with the Lord. And then there's people that are basement people, and they eventually, sometimes we have to just agree to not be around them much because they drag us down. The other book by her is called Irregular People. And I'm sure if you think through either in your family or in your close associates around you, there are some people that just are hard to get along with. And it encourages us to trust God with these relationships because they are difficult and they cause a lot of havoc sometimes in our life. On page 83 it says, "In His great love for us, God desires that we will care for others in that same way. By this, all people will know that you are my disciples if you have love for me." And that's John 13:35. Our first day, we looked at love like Jesus. And that's a pretty tall order. But it's, in Hebrews, we've talked about how Jesus is better. He modeled how to love all the people, even those we like and those we don't like so well. On the next page, there's also a quote at the bottom. It says, "Jesus was fully man as well as fully God. He still had to choose to love." That is a great phrase. We have to choose to love people, especially those that are hard for us. On the next page, she asks you to think about how you love others. In what ways do you need to grow to be more like Jesus in this area? And that's definitely something that we all need to think about. Day 2 is on positive peer pressure. And I know you probably had your mom or your dad say to you, not sure about those people that you're hanging out with, and just got to make sure that they don't drag you down, but instead you pull them up. And that's a tall order when you're a teenager and you're just not sure that your mom and dad are very wise in that area. They give you some examples on people that, let's see, they had Aaron and Hur, Daniel, and then Paul to Timothy. And it's those people that bring you up or pull you up. On the next page, I just want to read a little bit. She says, "At my last duty station, I attended a small group that met every other week. We studied various books of the Bible together, but we started each meeting by sharing our devotional time. And it was always encouraging to hear what God was teaching His people through His Word. And not everybody shared that week, but there was no judgment if you remained quiet." But she says that she got where she was hungry to find out what God was doing in all the other people's lives. And so it encouraged her to do her own quiet time so that she had something to share the next week. Day 3 is about being authentic. And my husband says this all the time: authenticity is proved by durability. And I know we talk about living out authentic lives in this particular day. I also liked on page 91, she says, "Authentic love is hard." Duh. we need a community of believers to encourage us, provoke us, and remind us to trust in God. Okay. Day 4 is about good deeds. And good works do nothing to gain favor with God. Jesus did it all. So we're not doing our good deeds to prove something to God. We have to accept his free gift. But our good deeds are supposed to be things, like, a lot of people talk about random acts of kindness. Well, it basically is that. It's going out of our way to be kind to someone else. And I think a lot of people do this just out of brotherly love or something, but we do it out of a love for God, and that we extend to other people the grace that he has given us. Day 5 is about doing hard things together, and she talked about her daughter a little bit, but basically the bottom line is that we need Jesus. There's like no other way to put it. To do hard things, we need the Lord. At the top of the page it says, the Holy Spirit is a gift from God to help us live this hard life, to serve others, to love when it hurts, to forgive, to sacrifice, or to die to self. We are not alone. We do not have to muster up the energy seeking to obey God in our strength. We have a helper accessible anytime we need him, and he's just not some half-wit or a secondary assistant. He is God himself. Okay, the very last part on page 96 says, God knows we will grow weary at times and will want to give up, but his grace is there to meet us through his word and his people. The H2O this week is charitable acts, and again, those random acts of kindness to others. It asks you to look at a calendar for your upcoming week, think of some charitable deeds that you can perform each day, and then write them in your calendar, and find ways to build good works into your daily routine. This just makes so much sense. If we will start to do these things, kind of like the gratitude journal, then we begin to see that God is in it, and he desires for us to do the good work. And last, our hero of the faith this week is actually David and Jonathan. But I love the verses that are here, but also 1 Samuel 23:16 talks about how Jonathan went to David at Horish, and he encouraged him and in the Lord, and he told him things to be encouraged by. And I know I need people that encourage me, and I know you do as well. And so I just would hope that this book has encouraged you to reach out to others around you, particularly in your small group that you're in right now, that you would just encourage one another to love and good deeds. I love Galatians 6:9 and 10, and I'm going to close with that. And let us not grow weary of doing good, for in due season we will reap if we do not give up. So then, as we have opportunity, let us do good to everyone, and especially to those who are of the household of faith. That's Galatians 6:9 and 10. Have a great day, ladies.